You had your own mini apocalypse. Within.
Okay, so these are the failed.
These are failed predictions.
These are failed ones. Yeah, these ones didn't come to
failed
fruition.
predictions. Okay, next one.
So Harold Camping, number 9. So he predicted, and this is like he kind of interpreted biblical numerology. One of those guys, and this was in 92, and he published a book titled 1994, and that was all it was called, 1994.
Not 1984, because we all know that book.
1994. But I don't know why he called it 1994, because his prediction was about May 21, 2011.
What? That makes no sense.
I don't know. Maybe if you read the book, it'd make sense.
Okay.
But anyway, there was going to be some huge biblical flood. That didn't happen.
I love that the article we're referencing says his math was off, so he pushed the date to October 21st, 2011. So he misfired again.
Yeah, that's right. Yes. Yeah, so it didn't happen. Then it was like, oh, yeah, I forgot to carry the Y, and then...
You guys didn't hear my awesome torpedo sound.
So
it was like a girl torpedo sound. You missed it.
That was good.
Beautiful.
That was good. It's powerful. Feminine but powerful. It was good.
Yeah.
Okay, carry on.
Then we have True Wei, Taiwanese religious leader Hon Ming Chen established Chen Tao or True Wei, a religious movement. And it was like it was a mixture of like Christianity, Buddhism, UFO conspiracies.
Ooh, I'm in.
Wow.
Taiwanese folk religion. Yeah, I'm fucking on board. Whatever this is. Sign me up to your pamphlets, fella. Anyway, so he prophesized millions of devil spirits together with massive flooding, again with the floods, would result in mass extinction of the human population.
Ooh, he's one of my favorite.
So devils and floods.
Devils and floods, I love it.
And I don't know...
Followers could be spared by buying their way aboard spaceships, disguised as clouds, sent to rescue them.
Yeah. I don't know what year he predicted.
This guy needs to write sci-fi.
Yeah, he's like the next...
I feel like when I did shrooms in college, some clouds came and rescued me. Maybe they were alien ships, I didn't know it.
So there was... The next one is the Halley's Comet panic.
Oh my god, those people. Do
one.
you remember those people?
Yeah. Are those the guys that did the whole... Oh no, that was Hale Bob.
Oh yeah, who are the guys with all the shoes? Yeah, there was one with the weird...
The guys with the shoes.
There's something weird about shoes.
Yeah, they poisoned themselves and that
No, that was Jonestown.
Oh,
no, there was another one. There was a UFO cult.
You're right.
Who said there was like a spaceship hiding behind Hale Bob. Anyway, it wasn't an apocalypse prediction. It was something else completely different. Millerism. Religious leader William Miller began preaching in 1831 that the end of the world, as we know it, would occur when the second coming of Jesus Christ in 1843. He was mostly incorrect.
Maybe he came and we didn't recognize him.
Yeah.
This guy came in and said, "Hey, I'm Jesus." We're like, "Yeah, right." Like maybe he did come.
Yeah.
And nobody recognized him.
No one gave a shit, and so he went back to sleep again. One of his followers said, "I waited all Tuesday, and dear Jesus did not come. I lay prostrate for 2 days without any pain, sick with disappointment."
All right, I'll do number 5.
Poor bugger.
Number
All
5, Joanna Southcott. Beginning when she was 42 years old, Joanna Southcott reported hearing voices that predicted future events, including the crop failures and famines of 1799 and 1800. She began publishing her own books, and she had a huge following of 100,000 people, man. She'd be huge on Snapchat. In 1813, she announced that in the following year she would give birth to the second Messiah, whose arrival would signal the last days of Earth, despite being 64 years old and, as she told her doctors, a virgin.
Allegedly, what? They put in there. Allegedly a virgin.
So she was... what?
She died before a baby could be born.
So here's the thing. People have been crazy forever. It's just not like when people are like, "Oh my god, people are getting crazy today." I'm like, no, people have been crazy for a long time.
There's always been nutters.
Okay.
There's just... They have a voice, more of a voice now because of social media and stuff. The next one is... this one's fucking great. The Prophet Hen of Leeds. In 1806, domesticated hen in Leeds, England, appeared to lay eggs inscribed with the message, "Christ is coming."
Andrew Basago!
Yeah.
He time traveled.
Andrew Basago's coming. Gross. Great numbers of people
Oh my God, I
reportedly
didn't even get
visited
that.
the hen
That's gross.
and began to despair of the judgment day. It was soon discovered, however, that the eggs were not, in fact, prophetic messages, but the work of their owner, who had been writing on the eggs in corrosive ink and reinserted them into the poor hen's body.
What's wrong with people? See, that's what I'm talking about. They're
Yeah.
so worried about the end of the world that they're inserting eggs back into a chicken.
Ooh, I like the next one.
You want to take the next one?
Yeah, it
Go
reminds
for
me
it.
of some awesome stories from London. Great Fire of London. Because the Bible calls 666 the number of the beast, many Christians in the 17th century Europe feared the end of the world in the year 1666. The Great London Fire, which lasted from September 2nd to September 5th of that year, destroyed much of the city, including 87 parish churches and about 13,000 houses.
Ooh.
Many saw it as a fulfillment of the end of the world prophecy. Given such a large amount of property damage, though, the death toll of the fire was remarkably low. Reportedly, only 10 people. Not quite the end of the world.
Bum,
Ba-boom.
bum, bum. Okay.
The Great Flood. Another flood message that came through to
How many are there?
Johannes Stoffler, a respected German mathematician and astrologer, predicted that the Great Flood would cover the world on February 25th, 1524. Yeah, you're right. There have been a lot of crazy people throughout history.
That's what I'm saying. Like, people are obsessed.
Yeah, he said all the planets would align under Pisces, a water sign, and then he released a bunch of pamphlets, and nothing really happened. So,
Oh, now we have just cults with poison
And
Kool-Aid.
the final one,
Uh-oh.
which is Montanism. Montanism. Interesting. My wife's from Montana. Let's see what happens here. A second century schismatic movement of Christianity began in Phrygia, modern Turkey, based on the visions of Montanus, who claimed to speak under the influence of the spirit Montanus. Sorry, let me try that again. Based on the visions of Montanus, who claimed to speak under the influence of the spirit, Montanists believed that the second coming of Christ to be imminent. Many Christian communities were also abandoned when the believers left their homes and migrated to a plain between the two villages of Pepuza and Timion in Phrygia, where Montanus claimed the heavenly Jerusalem would descend to earth. Man, that's a lot like...
Hail, Bob.
Yeah, I mean, it just seems like another one of those cult things that pop
So
up
we got-
again and again.
People are obsessed with the apocalypse coming and also the Messiah coming.
Yeah, that's a big one.
So Messiah coming to save you and also the end of the world.
I guess if you truly believe that the end is coming and that there's nothing left, like if you truly believe that, you'll do just about anything, I guess. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I guess you'd live your life more free if you're like, well, I only got a couple more days.
You might be
Okay.
happier. You might be happier.
You might be happy.
Throw
Yeah.
away like all your plans for the future.
And
So this is from
Britannica.com was
This is called 10 Failed Doomsday Predictions by Britannica. What this reminded me, and I wanted to share one quick thing and see what you guys think, is that Elon Musk and a lot of these tech guys talk about how AI could destroy the world. One of the great
Yeah.
fears or problems we have coming up is when singularity happens and AI becomes
Right,
cognizant.
right.
And then he went and invested in a bunch of...
Yeah, then he
AI.
spends a lot of money on it. That guy is a brilliant dude, and I don't, obviously, he knows more than I do about it. I just don't share that fear for some reason. It feels like we're supposed to do this. We're supposed to get better at technology. We're supposed to build it up. Maybe we'll fail. Maybe we will destroy ourselves. Maybe we'll become sentient. But I only see technology benefiting us. I mean, it's used all the time for negative things. We're destroying the planet, blah, blah, blah. But, like, our lives are amazing because of technology, and I can't wait to see what happens next. I'm looking forward to AI. I want my standard of living to be higher and higher and higher. And at no point do I fear, because Terminator, the movie, makes everyone fear like AI is going to come back and kill us all. But like, I mean, we don't even know what it is
I don't know if I
yet.
share your same sentiment.
I just don't have that fear. It's like, or that eventually we are becoming that. That's what we're becoming. There's a great theory out there that human beings are the caterpillars for another conscious species. And,
Right.
and also,
Ooh,
it might
that's
not
so
be
freaky.
taking us off. It might be just us uploading our consciousness
Yeah.
to machines and beings that live forever. And it might not be just robots. Everyone wants to see, it's like everyone pictures like a dude and a robot with silver, like walking around. It could be just things that look like us,
Clones.
way more enhanced with nanobots in our bodies, and just living a way, way longer lifetimes, maintaining what it is to be human in some ways, but just being assisted.
Yeah, so that's what
technology.
freaks me out about it, though. Can you maintain some sort of humanity if you
yeah.
live forever? Like, I don't know. I think
Well, but like,
Yeah.
but it wouldn't be humanity anymore. Just because it's human consciousness doesn't
Yeah.
mean that it's human. Like whatever is being uploaded, whatever Josh you're talking about, that doesn't make humanity anymore. That's just a consciousness. It's just like.
Well, what are you saying though? You're saying the human body. I would think consciousness is humanity, and our body is just a robot already. We're already a biological robot to me. If this is
Right.
a hologram, we're all just a hologram.
Yeah, but the human experience is mixed with the human consciousness. So, like, your consciousness affects your human body, which functions a certain way. So, if you have a totally different body, then you're having a totally different experience with that consciousness, right? So, if you're having
Sure.
a human consciousness inside, like, a different kind of body that functions, that will react differently with consciousness, right? It's like a loop.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
So
Our
it just
consciousness
really
is
wouldn't be
filtered through
humanity.
this human body that
Yeah,
has its
this
own
human body.
consciousness and subconsciousness within the body.
Right.
And then we constantly battling that, almost forgetting that we're something different.
yeah,
Right.
maybe this is how we're supposed to be, and then changing that will
Hey.
fundamentally change.
Dude, the first
everything.
time someone comes at you and is like, hey, I got nanobots, they're going to go in your body, they're going to get rid of all cancer, you never have to worry about that ever again.
Oh, give me
You
the
can live
bots.
You're going to be a superhuman, you're going to be able to
Yeah.
run and jump. Like, who's going to say no to that? Like, that's the thing, it's like, it's going to happen, whether we want it or not.
I mean,
So
if
it's
they have
about-
to inject it into the tip of your penis, I'll give pause, but
And another dick joke.
we'll cut that out.
Boom, ching.
Sorry.
You're
Yeah.
just so proud.
Yeah, I'm just not
so
scared.
proud.
I'm not scared.
I wonder if
I
that
wanna
gets
be-
uploaded into the consciousness. Like dick jokes.
Yeah, absolutely.
See, I'm kind of hippy dippy. I come from parents who are hippy dippy, and I just like I love the idea of being one with the earth and meditation and
But you're gonna want
merging with
nanobots
nature.
in your body. Look,
Yeah, because-
I had cancer. I'd want nanobots to get rid of it, but I don't want anything implanted in my body that's not me.
You're one step away from this being in your head. It's already a part of you.
He's showing me his
Yeah,
iPhone
Yeah,
right
his
now.
iPhone.
You
Like
can't see.
it's already happened. Like it's
I don't want
inevitable.
that in
My
my
point is,
head.
it's inevitable. It's about how we control it moving forward, and hopefully, people a lot
Or
smarter
how
than
it
me.
controls us. Like if you're putting technology in your body, and that's how life is, works from now on. Like everything that works in life now has to do with this technology being inside your body. But there's also the ability to switch off that technology should you not be behaving in some way.
That feels like an apocalyptic
Yeah.
fear.
Yes,
that's what
but
that feels
but
like.
that
Right.
could happen. I share that same sentiment.
Yeah.
Because there's people who can manipulate your thoughts just energetically, but what if it'd be so much easier if you had a piece of metal in your head. They'd just be like, Josh, button, push, deactivate.
Right. And they can already do that though. They can
Shut
go
down.
to my bank account and just take everything away, and then I'm done.
All right, well, they could just erase your mind, too.
It's true. I mean, that's
Anyway.
another level of awfulness.
But then I'm falling into the apocalypse.
Yeah, see, I disagree. That's what it is. That's apocalyptic thinking. It's like the end's going to happen because it happened in the past, and this is what's going to do it. And I just don't share that fear. I think technology has only alleviated human suffering. It's also been used to kill humans. So I get your fear, but
Right.
overall, the trend is it's never been better to be a human being from like a safety standpoint in most parts of the world. Like people love to talk like the world was there's so much more crime and agony and death. It still happens on a wide scale today, but it's hard to argue that it was better 300 years ago to be a human being. Would you want to live in 300 years ago in England and die of dysentery? Like, you know what I mean? Like
No.
I don't fear technology. It's like I guess people could argue that way back in
All
time
right,
in time
Josh.
of agriculture it was better, but like no, I don't
No,
think so.
I agree. I don't think it's a time
No, it's
period
definitely
thing.
better. There's just potential for badness, but I guess that's inherently in everything that comes, I guess.
I just think more humans should realize how much power they have within their own system without putting another system in it. And I don't know, like it would be great if more humans could figure that out before the technology takes over and then we become part of that consciousness.
Sure, I agree with that. Yeah.
But I just don't know if we'll be able to do that. Like if each human is going to be able to understand their own power within their own system. Because our
Shit.
bodies are a system.
We went deep on this one, guys.
I know.
Yeah.
Wait, we started with
Deep
first
dive.
of all, we started with the entity, and then we went to apocalypse, and now I don't know where we are. But the thing is, we're out of time, right? So we're gonna let you go, and we will see you next week. Thanks for joining us on Cosmic Cantina.
Later.
Goodbye.